Hiya folks, have we got a comfort treat for you in this video? We're going to be using the Twinfry Cosori air fryer, and we're going to be doing something a little bit unusual in it, aren't we?
Oh yes!
What's that, baby?
Sausage casserole.
A lovely sausage casserole, a nice warming, heart-warming dish for autumnal mood, Sharon.
Yes, or winter weather.
Let's have a look at the ingredients.
Here are the ingredients to our sausage casserole cooked in our Cosori Twinfry. 12 quality sausages. We used Cumberland sausages. Around 8 new potatoes. 1 large leek. 1 tin of baked beans. 3 carrots. 2 onions. 2 small sweet potatoes. Half a turnip. A tablespoon of Maggi seasoning. 1 tablespoon of mixed herbs. 1 stock cube in 2 pints of hot water. Salt and pepper to season.
Okay, so you've taken a lot of the hassle out of it. You've actually prepared all the veg here.
Yeah.
So you've cut it all up, cubed it all up.
This veg here,
yeah,
we're going to roast with the sausages.
Okay.
So I've kept the onions and leeks separately.
Right, okay. So we've gone for these Cumberland sausages. You can obviously put in whatever sausage you want, but we do find the dearer sausages make a better casserole, sausage casserole. So here it is, baby. This is our Twinfry. Now we've really used this a lot now, so we've been constantly using this.
It's used daily.
We're going to take the partitions out and also the crisper plates as well. And all we're going to do now is to...
I'm going to put me veg in first.
Tip that in. There we go. As you can see, everything cut up chunkily. If you want it a lot finer, you can obviously do that a lot finer as well. So we're just going to get things moving first of all, just wanted
to put a little bit of oil on the vegetables.
Right, okay. Now we're not going to season yet because we can do that later on, can't we? There we go. And while we're preparing the sausages, all we're going to do here, you're going to put them in whole.
Yeah.
So you can cut these up into segments if you want. It's entirely up to you. As I say, we've gone for the Cumberland sausages here. A very good meaty flavour in these ones.
Just going to plonk them
So just drop them in.
And no, I'm not putting a pot inside. This is how this casserole is going to be made.
Yeah, so we're making it in the big tray. Now, obviously, if you're a big family, that's ideal.
Yeah.
If you're not a big family, then what you can do, which we're probably going to do as well, is actually portion this up and put it in containers so you've got meals in the freezer ready to use. Okay then, Cheryl, let's get it in. Let's get things moving. So we're just going to add a bit of colour to these first before we do the final ingredients. So we're going to turn it on. We're going to hit the grand zone on this one. And what are you going to put it on?
We're going to have it roast.
We're going to go on the roast setting, okay?
Yeah. And do you know what? I'll leave it for that. No, I'll bring it down to 20 minutes.
Right, we're going to put it in 20 minutes.
Because we really just want, well, mainly the sausages to get colour.
Yeah. And all we do, just start it off and let it do its own thing.
And that gives you a chance to wash these bits up and get ready for the next stage.
Right, okay, Shao. So I think we better let the people know a little bit about this air fryer. It is the 10 litre version. You've got 2 5-litre trays there, as you well know. It weighs 9 kilograms in weight. Now, let's just open the drawer for a minute, and we're going to show people what the overall... Now, you don't have to do what Sharon's doing now. It's a matter of habit, Sharon, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're just having a little spin round because you don't actually have to preheat this or pre-cook it, but it's just a habit. You'll find you'll do that as well. But one thing people ask is, what's the internal diameter? They need to know that for the size of the trays that they've got. So if we just put that there like that, you can see that comfortably you're going to get a 14 and 3/4 inches tray in there that way, which turns out at 37.5 centimetres. And width-wise, you're looking at
8.5.
Say 8.5 on the width of it and 21.5 centimetres. And your depth of it, if I just put that in there like that, you're looking at 5 inches, but you don't fill things obviously right to the top. You'd never fill that right to the top like that.
No, I think is there a lot? No, there's not a line, is there?
Yeah, so let's just put that back in. We'll start that cooking. Now, it has got a timer. It can do cooking from 1 minute to 48 hours, Shao. The simple reason being is because we've got different functions on that.
Yeah.
The 48 hours one would be for the dehydrate setting, but you do have other functions on there as well.
Yeah, which is your air fry, roast, grill, dehydrate,
Bake.
bake, yeah.
And also it has the facility to sync and match as well. You've got upper and lower elements there, as you can see. If we click between the two now, which we ain't going to do at the moment, you get different. I think the grill element only has the top element which lights up, and they're not flashing, by the way, folks. That's just the camera that's caused it to flash. So they're just solid when you see them in real life as well.
I will say, so simple to use. All the Cosori products are very simple and straightforward.
So you've got your time, your temperature adjustment on this side and your time adjustment on that side, basically, once you've set your time and temperatures, and then you just press your play button or your start button. You can do it independently with your zone number 1 or zone number 2, or we're using the ground zone, so we've pressed the ground zone button, which is what that's operating off at the moment. It does come with the 2 crisper plates there, as you can see.
Yep.
Now, these do have numbers on them. They've got both numbers on either side. You've got number 1 on that side and number 2 on that side. Inside your tray, you will also have the number 1 and 2 on the back there. There's the number 2. I don't know whether you can see that. The number 1's also on that side. So you can actually use these trays in either side, but it just means you've got to match the numbers. And if it's number 2 wants to match number 2. If I wanted to use that in number 1, I'd spin it round and use number 1 and match it up with number 1. That's because they've got curved edges on one side, as you can see, curved edges there and less curved on that side. Right, let's put that back in again, and hopefully we can get our stuff cooking, Sharon.
Yes.
So what are we going to do after that?
Well, when the sausages are nicely browned, you don't want pale sausages when you're having sausage.
That's the whole reason why we're pre-colouring them.
And I'm also roasting the vegetables so they can cook quicker as well. And all I've got then is your leeks and onions and our other bits like our seasonings and baked beans, because they do love baked beans in this family.
Yeah, so as you can see, we're putting baked beans in this. There's no problem at all if you want to change that.
You've got
or
add
even
what
add
you want.
tin tomatoes as well.
Yeah.
So you can put either on. It's a matter of your choice, but we love the baked beans in it.
And the oxo liquid, and then we're going to let that cook.
Yeah. So this is also compatible with the VSync app, where you can monitor your cooking. You could be sitting in the living room now and know exactly what that's doing.
Yeah.
So you've got 2 5-litre compartments in there, and they're separated by that divider in the middle there.
All washable, easy to wash.
Yep. And also this has got the 4 heating elements, which is 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. Ideal for baking, Sharon.
Lovely.
Ideal for baking, because that's where a lot of people suffer when they're making bread or cakes in an air fryer. If it hasn't got that bottom dual blaze element at the bottom, they tend to get a soggy bottom.
Things cook that little bit quicker because of the 2 elements, top and bottom.
Yeah, and bearing in mind you've got 2,800 watts here, which is the same size as our old oven over there. And the reason why it's not as expensive to run is because that is a big space, 60 odd litres that's got to heat up. This is only eating up 10 litres of space there. So even though we've opened that drawer and had a look, when we shut that drawer straight up again, you're not losing any heat, because them elements at the top are blowing straight down instantly, that heat. Whereas when you open the door on your big one, if you was baking, for example, there's a very good chance that all the heat escapes, and because it's such a large area, it takes ages to heat up again. And as a result of that, cakes and Yorkshire puddings and things like that used to sink in the middle. You won't get that in here, just by having a quick peek like that. Anyway, we'll let that do its thing, and then we'll come back to you folks when we're on to the next stage. Right, so we've probably got about another minute to go. Let's just have a little look to see how things are doing. Oh, that's lovely, look at that. Can you see the benefit of having everything in there? Just roasting the edge of them vegetables there, folks. Look at that, look. Already, that's lovely. But make sure you do have a silicone or wooden spatula. You don't want to be scratching up your coating on the inside of your air fryer. But they're looking fantastic now. So you can cut them sausages up, or you can leave them whole. It's entirely up to you. So, what's the next stage?
Right, I'm just waiting for the kettle to boil. I'm going to do my oxo.
Right, kettle just boiled. We've got 1 oxo cube in here, so we're just going to add, how much of that, Shell?
2 pints I'm going to have. Hopefully that'll be enough for that container.
There we go. So just going to put that in. So just give that a little bit of a stir up. You can use a stock cube, of course. It's entirely up to you.
Yeah, or gravy granules. I might put some gravy granules in later to thicken it up.
If it needs to thicken up, yeah. So right, we've just been letting this sit now. Let's have a little look inside it. Look at that. Already they're starting to brown up lovely, them vegetables there. So
right, so now I'm going to add this.
That's your raw onions.
Raw onions and leeks.
And your leek as well, so they'll go in.
I should say.
They won't take as long to cook, obviously, as the more solid root vegetables which we've got in there. So we're just going to stir that through.
Then we're going to add some Italian seasoning. That's about a tablespoon I've got in here.
So sprinkle
left.
it all over, folks. You can put whatever you want in
I'm
there.
a bit mad that this is a great flavour. This seasoning. It's got everything in it. This Italian seasoning.
It's like a mixed herbs, isn't it?
Smell it now. It smells lovely now.
It does smell lovely. Very nice. And what with the roasted veg in there, we're going to have a party, Shao.
You're having a party?
Yeah. So we're going to season it up as well with some salt and pepper. Put plenty in, folks. I'll tell you what, I'll get this one going while you're doing that one as well, Shao.
Thank you.
I think we're a little bit blocked on this one.
I might need topping, filling up with it.
Again, we can also season it a little bit later as well.
Everyone can season it to their taste when they've tried a bit, can't
And one
they?
thing we like to put in, Shao, is this stuff here, which is
good old
the
Maggie.
Maggie liquid seasoning. This is probably what about
good glugs.
a good glug,
glugs,
maybe a tablespoon perhaps in there. So I'm just going to
because they all love it in this house,
in.
Maggie.
It's got a lovely savoury flavour and it will bring out the flavour and also soak into your roasted vegetables as well. So that's a good glug in there. And also, we love tin of beans. Now you might cringe at that, but unless you've tried it, don't knock it till you've tried it, Cheryl.
No, a lot of people said they didn't put it in their casserole, so they've tried it.
Yeah, and they've done it and they absolutely love it now. And it brings something...
bumps it out.
I said about a party earlier on, Cheryl, didn't I? Yeah. It brings something to the party.
It's a baked bean party.
Of course it is.
And then we're going to add our gravy.
You could also throw, as I said, a tin of tomato in there. So just add that as well. Now, don't worry if it looks too thin, folks.
We're going to thicken it up.
Because it will thicken up, and also we will add some gravy granules maybe in there. But look how much you're able to do in here now. Look, this is like a great big serving dish, which we're going to just let tick over now for probably 30 minutes, Sharon.
Yeah, we'll let have a good half hour.
There we go. So let's lift that in.
Oh, hang on a bit.
Let's lift that in, baby.
Yeah, you take
and you've got
one
these
side.
handles.
Yeah.
Don't forget, you're not lifting from the middle, folks. You're getting one either side. That's the point of these handles.
And
So
can you take the other end? Because it's going to be heavy.
I can do it for you, Sharon, because I've got the camera in the other end.
Yeah, that's it.
So in. So we turn it on again. And as you can see, you've got zone 1, you've got zone 2 here. If we wanted zone 1 in with the partition in the middle there, you just press zone 1 and you can cook just in one side. So we're not doing that. We're going on to the grand zone there, as we well know. We're going to leave it on 200 and we're going to leave it or set it for 30 minutes. There we go. And then just press play. Now, of course, we're going to look at it. You don't need to because we do like to have a look halfway through cooking.
Who doesn't? And
maybe give it a stir out. Only for the simple reason we've got lots of ingredients in there. We want to make sure that they mix all through the dish.
See, I'd stir it if it was in a normal oven anyway. I would be stirring it, so it's nothing I wouldn't do.
So it is a one-pot wonder, and it will be very heartwarming as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've got a bit of washing up to do. I've got to sort this lot out. Look, I've got to wash that can out and put that in the bin.
Correct bin.
I've got to put these back in the cupboard. God, I haven't stopped, Sharon.
I'll have to top these up. That's why there's nothing in there.
Two-handed job.
Yeah.
Right, okay, folks, we're back now 30 minutes later. Let's have a little look, Sharon. Let's open this up. Oh my good God, look at that. Wow.
Yeah, it needs thickening.
Yeah, give it a good stir, baby.
Yeah.
Look at that. That looks superb. They are really roasted, them vegetables, Sharon. We're just going to add a little bit of extra gravy thickener in there. Not too much. You don't need too much, folks. Give it a stir in. And you could actually use arrowroot.
Or corn flour.
Or corn flour as well. So you can choose whatever one you want there. And that looks superb. And you do get that charring on the vegetables by doing it this way from the top element there, obviously, in the air fryer. Looks all right to me. Right, okay. Now, as I say, you can have a little taste shower just to see if it needs any extra seasoning. I'm going to do that for you.
You can have a taste, yeah.
I just want to... Oh, I can smell them Italian herbs in. And you know what you could also do as well? If you wanted to, you could also put a glug of red wine in there. A lot of people can do that. You don't like it, Cher, because you don't really like red wine, do you?
I don't really drink, so...
So I've just got a little bit of that stock there. I'm just going to have a little taste now. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's lovely, Sharon. As the vegetables are breaking down, they've released some flavour. I can taste a sweetness from the sweet potatoes. I can taste the carrots, the onions, the leeks, all adding, and them Italian herbs as well. So I think this is ready to dish up. Do you want me to have a go and do it for you, baby?
Okay, then.
Right, here we go. Let's get this out. I'm quite capable to do this, Shell. Now.
I thought you'd get the sausages out with the tongs.
Oh yeah, ting tongs, okay.
That's why I got them there.
Okay, baby, I like your idea. I like the way you're coming from this. Now, how many are we putting in each, yeah?
3.
3?
Yeah.
Because they're not really big eaters,
Not
Shell,
big
are they?
eaters.
Whereas me, I want 30. Them beans, I tell you what, Shell, and I've had to the party as well. So let's just put some of this in there like that. I want to try and get a bit of all that veg there. Now what this will go down well with is some lovely crusty bread, Sharon.
Yeah.
Isn't it? So let's just have a little dish up there. Just have a closer look at that, folks. I know.
Let's
Come over
move it
here,
away
Sharon.
from the steam.
Come over away from the steam there. Look. So there you go, folks. What a substantial meal that is, and it's fed 1, 2, 3 with 2 extra, as you've seen there, in the takeaway containers, and they are really weighty, Sharon, aren't they?
It.
What about this then? How's this done?
I love it. Look at that. Nothing got stuck to the bottom, so it's a nice, easy clean.
A quick rinse out with some soapy water, and that will go straight back in there. Absolutely no problems whatsoever. So we took half an hour to prepare that, and then
50 minutes.
Cooked for another 20 minutes on top of that. And this really is a very heartwarming meal. And we give thanks to Cosori for bringing this idea to us to do the sausage casserole in the large air fryer
Yeah,
now.
I would never have done that.
No.
I can honestly say that's the first time for me, and I am impressed.
It worked a treat.
Yeah.
And having them elements top and bottom means that you're getting everything cooked through from the bottom as well. So don't forget, folks, there is a link below for this Twinfry air fryer at the lowest price yet. And also there's also a link down there for the Turbo Blaze as well, which is another one of the fantastic Cosori air fryers as well.
If it's just you and you've got a smaller kitchen.
Yeah, which is
perfect,
ideal.
Yeah.
Ideal if you've got an RV or if you go camping or whatever.
Yeah.
We've actually taken our Turbo Blaze camping as well, and that speeds up the cooking time because it's got that DC motor technology as well, which cooks quicker as well.
It's even done roadside cooking with it.
And this is ideal for your large family. As I say, this will feed a large family, especially at Christmas and times like that, when you need a large roasting area, which you don't necessarily get with the smaller air fryers, but you've got it here in the Grand Zone. Or if you want to convert this back to a standard twin drawer air fryer, you put your partition down the middle, you put your 2 crisper trays in, and you can cook each item individually as well. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed that. Do check out the links below. It's a very good offer they're going for at the moment, and it's not to be missed. So thank you very much, Cosori, and we'll see you in the next video. And until then,
bye.
Bye for now.